Here at the Giver Marketing Network, we don't leave you drifting out in space. We connect you to a coach who will help you build and grow your marketing business. Our process acts as a guide on how to connect with other businesses, maintain good relations, and establish a presence on the Giver Marketing Network. Each member within this collaborative group will have the opportunity to leverage your talent and influence, a true network effect. If you are looking to collaborate on more projects, welcome to the Giver Marketing Network, the most trusted and highest rated collective of specialists on the planet. Here we have a group of like-minded professionals who focus on making valuable introductions and helping each other grow by teaming up. Imagine Upwork meets a network and a coach. The talent collectively includes services like visibility and SEO, creating logos, designing websites, managing social media, outreach messaging, visual storytelling, and much more. Think of what you could do with laser-focused allies strengthening your business while offering your talents to the entire network. Click near this video for more information.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Giver Marketing Network broadcast here with Deane, and we'll be talking today about the Giver Marketing Network. What is this? What's the value in this? What does it mean? How does that help my business? How does that help me as a marketing communication media professional? How does this work? And so we're excited to share. We're just coming off of a yearly summit here in the last couple of weeks, and we just wanted to dive in a little deep for those who have questions about our network and how it can help you. So we're going to rock and roll, Christine, but before we do that, maybe you could share a little bit of your background, and then I can share a little bit of my story as well, and then we can jump right into the meat and potatoes and the visuals of our talk today. So that'll be good.
Absolutely. Well, you know me, I'm a communications major from way back when, right? I'm a talker. Mm-hmm. And so, my career actually started as a teacher. I taught college and coached the speech and debate team and had a wonderful time doing it. Took some time off to raise my kids. And then I wanted to enter the workforce again. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? My mama said, hey, try credit card processing. I'm like, that's really weird, but okay, I'll try it. She seemed to like it. And so I gave that a try and said, oh no, this is not for me. I don't want to make 500 phone calls a day. I want to build relationships. So I found that I discovered networking during that time and fell in love with networking. Next thing you know, I'm realizing I'm answering questions about communications and marketing and how to build relationships. And I was like, well, I might as well get paid for it. So I created the Networking Diva and been loving it ever since. It's custom made for me. So if you can't find a job you want, make one.
Yeah, that's a good tip for those who are taking notes already. And as we make sure and give some background on both of us, want to encourage those who are watching this live or the recording to go ahead and take some notes. There'll be time if you have questions, you can put them in the comments. We can take a look at those both live and in the future. So please feel free to use comments as your note-taking space. That'll be good. A little bit about myself. I was a nonprofit leader for years, ended up buying, selling, building businesses as well along the way. And gosh, I can't believe my parents allowed me to jump into that world at the age of 16, just learning how to start little businesses, micro businesses, and connect with others in the community, partner up on different things, and just always had one foot in one and another foot in the other. So about 20 years into it, I said, you know what, I should probably pick a lane. I should probably figure out what superpowers have been evident over the years. And I didn't see as much of the high integrity in the marketing communication media space as I wanted to see. And so I'm a person of faith. So I feel like I got a green light to go ahead and jump into that world. became the highest rated reviewed marketing coach in America at one point. And then this network of awesome, integrous do-gooders in the marketing space started developing, and we call it the Giver Marketing Network. And so we work on projects together and make our clients very, very happy. And so now we're extremely well received from our clients and customers as well. And so the good vibes just keep on rolling, and it's fun to be able to work with Christine on projects. We were just talking about a project that we're working on right before we went live on the broadcast today. So we're actually doing it. Like there's some overlap, but there's so much unique aspects that we bring to the table as marketing, communication, media professionals, and our backgrounds are a little different. Our perspectives can be a little different sometimes, and so we put that genius together, and then we offer that to the clients. And being a part of the Giver Marketing Network, even though Christine, you and I have been around for years and years, I'm the founder. We're just proud to be members, and so it's a privilege to be able to share some of these kind of things with you today. Should we do some show and tell, Christine?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let me see if I can bring up the right version. Oh my goodness.
I was just thinking about what you said, Timothy, and the opportunity to do business with those you know, like, and trust. That's a huge part, right? When you wake up every day and say, oh boy, I'm excited. Look at who I get to talk to today. And that makes a big difference, right? Whether it's within the network and who we get to collaborate with, or the business owners. And so it's just kind of like sunshine every day.
That's right. Well, hey, I'm going to go look for my my visuals in a different way, because for some reason it's not coming up the normal way today. I have it up.
Technology, we love it when it does what we want it to do. And when it doesn't, you just kind of want to throw your laptop off the balcony.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's start off by talking about your experience with the network and what you found to be most interesting. And be real about, just that maybe you weren't sure about this at first, or still getting used to this, but let people know.
I fell in love with the network right from the beginning. Timothy hit me up on LinkedIn, which is a gold mine, right? Where to find the people that you're looking for. We had a conversation. I think it was supposed to be a 10-minute discovery call. I think it lasted an hour. I mean, when you just kind of hit it off and you find somebody that's your tribe, right? You just continue that conversation and say, how can we work together, right? Let's explore those possibilities. You might get messages from people saying, I'd love to explore how we can help each other. But what they really mean is, I want to give you a sales pitch, right? Those that actually want to really explore, right? They're looking for opportunities to collaborate, what we can do together. And so I just love the mission of Giver Marketing. And when I got started, I was like, okay, well, I don't know anybody here. I'm going to learn my way around. We're using this Slack channel thing, and I haven't really done a whole lot in that space, but I'm getting the rhythm down. And the more I got into it, the more I realized I love the people I get to work with. It's a great tribe of people. And so when we talked about, well, did you want to get more involved? Would you like to be team director? Yes, I would. And now you can't get rid of me.
That's it. Well, hey, it's so fun to be able to put on events and weekly broadcasts. And once a year we do our summit, which is the second Tuesday of January. So there'll be some comments and some posts around this periodically throughout the year to get you to that summit and make sure that you can grab as many of those speakers. We usually have a full day of speakers lined up, able to add value around the topics of marketing, communication, media, and the technology that underpins our outreach efforts. And so we have our broadcast, of course, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, every Tuesday like clockwork. I don't even think we skipped when it came to Christmas and Thanksgiving, because we had something recorded. So if you're able to block that up on your calendar, this is a great place to get little mini master classes, little mini presentations on how to improve your marketing, communication, media as a business owner, a nonprofit leader, or somebody who's in the space that want to sharpen your skills. This is where you want to be on Tuesdays for sure. One of the things we often talk about, Christine, you and I work with clients on this. I'm helping a client right now going from 8 to 9 figures, leveraging this concept right here, which is the Giver Marketing Blueprint. It's basically the foundations of your efforts. And if you're in the if you're in the space, if you're a professional in any one of these categories, a branding professional, or maybe you like to help clients get more visible online through SEO and those kind of things, or promotion or nurturing, please, please, please reach out to us and we'll get you access to all the resources around that. The core values around the Giver Marketing Network and how we work together, it's kind of unique because we're a power partner group for peers in the space so that we can better serve clients. We're not a leads group. We're not a spam you until you say yes to something group. We're not a guru-led organization. We're a collaborative. We're a peer-to-peer cooperative, if you want to think of it that way. And so some of our core values and the way we function, think of like Upwork meets a network, and some coaching built into every interaction that you have, whether you're a member or whether you're somebody being served by one of our members. We have this approach that should really benefit you. Our core values are collaboration, results, efficiency, attitude, transparent, good attitude, not a bad attitude, a good attitude, healthy level of transparency, and good energy. And so, for sake of time, I'm not going to go through every one of these and read the screen, but I am going to flip through these because sometimes the word collaboration might mean something different to one person versus another person. But at the end of the day, we want to team up. We want to make sure that we're leveraging our strengths for the clients we serve. One of the privileges I have, and you do too, Christine, is putting together those dream teams. Those dream, not only strategies, but the dream teams that implement the strategies for our clients. And whether you want to call that a fractional marketing director or a fractional CMO, or you want to call it director of communications on demand, there's so many different titles depending on the stage of your business. Bottom line is if you can play nice with the in-house team and bring in some extra help along the way, usually you can hit your goals twice as fast, 3 times as fast as if you just did business as usual. So we're big on collaboration. Get over deliver and measure, track your results, make sure that efficiency is at a high level. It's essentially efficiency and effectiveness, right? So you want to keep your efficiency at a high level without losing your soul, or you losing your effectiveness, or losing your personal touch, right? Efficiency that complements the personal touch that you have in your business. A healthy, high, good attitude, staying positive within reason, of course, but staying positive and looking at the possibilities and the destination and the results that you're going after, as opposed to something that is distracting or doesn't make sense. Or sideways energy. We want to keep it really, really strong and focused on our goals. So, hey, Christine, I know you and I have a pretty healthy level of transparency with our clients and with the teams that we build. But ultimately, it's important that clients don't feel like you're hiding a bunch of things. Now, there's some things that are not necessary to bring up every meeting or every time there are dashboards that the data is there, but to purposely hide information from a client, to me, is right on that edge of like losing integrity. Like you're losing your name, the value of your name, and the honor of your name. And so, can you speak to this healthy level of transparency?
Transparency is so important. And I think this is where, in all industries, you run into people that really don't have the integrity that you're looking for. And it gives a bad name, right? It puts a sour taste in people's mouth. And really, if we can be transparent, if we can say, okay, here's our clear expectations, this is how we're going to get there, right? And walk with them and let them know as as we're taking every step, what's going on and why. And sometimes there's a certain amount of trial and error that comes into it, right? You got to try it and see, is this working? Let's tweak that, right? But to be open and honest, now your clients can trust you, right? Now they can come back to you when they have concerns. They can have an open conversation with you. Everybody feels so much more comfortable at that point. You might be an uncomfortable conversation sometimes you need to have with something that didn't go the way you wanted to, and that's okay on both sides, right? But you'd rather have it there and have that transparency so you can move forward with it. We can't help people if we don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah, it's a big trap for certain types of professionals in the legal field, in the marketing, communication, media world, and PR, and some of these places and spaces, entertainment, to kind of use this sleight of hand to basically, or hiding information to basically have an advantage with your clients or with those that you're working with. To do what? Gain an extra couple of dollars or an extra couple of moments? I mean,
where it's a teamwork, right? Teamwork in itself needs that transparency because you're partnering up, right? The business or the organization, the marketer, when you team up together, that's a team. You can't hide things from each other. That doesn't do any good.
We always recommend having at least two people looking at your data, whether you're a professional in the space that needs a second pair of eyes on your work, or whether the client is saying, you know what, I need two people looking at this data. It's almost like two people looking at your finances. Like you need two people kind of looking at that and making sure that there's a second pair of eyes on all that. And that leads to healthy levels of transparency. And if you have one person in charge of your books or one person in charge of your marketing, you are creating a recipe for disaster. It's not going to work long term. You need a second pair of eyes, an associate, an assistant, a spouse, a family member, somebody else like involved, and we need to start building that team. So good levels of energy bring excitement and passion and drive to the project. This you need fuel in the tank. You need energy. You need somebody to deposit courage into your brand periodically. You need somebody in your corner saying, you can do it. You got this. Like, we just hit this milestone. Let's celebrate together. Let's hit another one. Like, you need levels of energy that will take people. Sometimes life will just beat you up. Business will beat you up even more. So make sure that you have people in your corner saying, hey, if you just make this small adjustment, we can do this. We got this. Or, hey, let's celebrate this. So that level of encouragement is, I think, underrated. And I think it's important to, this is why a lot of people go to conferences every 3 months. Like, they just need some energy. They just need something in the room but it's even more powerful with real relationships. So if you take those real relationships, infuse them right into your business processes, then you're going to hit numbers way faster, and you're going to have a lot healthier momentum. Christine, I know you've taken a look at some of the resources by Bob Berg and Seth Godin and some of these other giants in the space. I mean, we could go on, Pedro Adayo. There's so many different great voices that have come and really set the stage for this. Donald Miller, like, set the stage for these great conversations. Can you speak to some of these mentors that we've seen in our space?
You know, the quotation right in front of us really is the biggest one. All things being equal, we do business with people we know, like, and trust. That is so huge. And there is nothing worse than dreading the idea of starting work today, right? This makes all the difference in the world. And it's true. The hint, it says, we pay more to people we respect. Hello, yes. And we have to be careful as do-gooders. And sometimes we think that everything has to be free. And I have to remind my clients that, nope, you are running a business.
Yeah, there's an exchange of value. There's not there's no need for anybody taking advantage of anybody. We need to have an equitable, profitable exchange of value for everybody involved needs to benefit at a high level. And so, yeah, when Bob talks about being able to leverage and garner that trust over time, and really you're earning people's trust. It shouldn't be given just because you saw somebody on the internet and they said, you should trust me. No, you need to have a quick conversation. You need to ask them about their story, look for references, examples of their work, all these kind of things. Maybe even have somebody else on your team interview them. And if you're able to do those kind of things, the trust can build very quickly. And it's super healthy if you're able to. Don't forget the relational aspects of business, ladies and gentlemen. In our modern era of online everything, automation, everything, we can leverage those tools to build relationships, but it's all about trust and relationships at the end of the day. And I'm speaking to both the clients and the team members right now, and potential team members out there. If you're going to join our network, you're going to be a relationship building machine. Like, you're going to talk to Christine Deane and a bunch of others, and you're going to be able to build a team of power partners that can be deployed on projects at any given time. Why a network, Christine? Why not just build everything around like my name, or around like some particular strategy or a particular way of doing? Why a network?
Oh, because teamwork makes the dream work, Timothy. The networking diva, that's my business. So when you talk about network, that's really where I find my value. It's putting the right people in the room, the right resources in the room, the right information in the room, right? And when you've got the right network around you, whatever it is that you need, you've got it right there at your fingertips. It's amazing what you can do when you start putting things together. Right. You and I, we do well on our own, but when we put our heads together, we come up with things like, hey, what about, right? That collaboration aspect of it makes it so nice. Whether it's referrals, hey, I'm looking to meet so-and-so, or I need a connection with this kind of expertise. No problem. Let me give you a hand with that. Right. Somebody's going to know it. I love it.
Well, we're a special kind of tribe, a collaborative, a cooperative, a collective. Some people view it as a social group with a purpose and a very specific direction, but we're more than a social group. We're a on mission, purpose driven organization that helps clients in a very specific way at a moderate cost, but the value you receive is extraordinary. It's quite literally something you cannot find anywhere else. It's one of those things where you're going, oh, wait a minute, if I put 2 or 3 people in the room for the same budget that I had for hiring this other traditional agency, I can actually get twice as much work done and actually enjoy the process. Yes, you can. As a client, you can. And as a team member, you have a lot more fun working with others, especially if you start leveraging those relationships to go after better and better clientele and serving more robust projects, and making sure that there's a good fit for the work you don't need to settle anymore. If you're in the marketing, communication, media space, you don't need to settle for projects that are not a good fit. Team up and go after the projects that are a really good fit for your superpowers. All right, so coaching, this is the privilege of drawing out potential within a person or a team. That's just coaching in general, whether you're coaching on health or finances, or some people are life coaches, business coaches, these kind of things. And some people try to call us business coaches, and I guess we can give some advice on basic business when you're first starting out, but ultimately we're coaching you, we're consulting you on your marketing, communication, media efforts, and what's going to work in today's modern era. I mean, just social media alone, if you can get coaching on that, what's working today versus what was working 4 years ago, it's totally different. It's not, the algorithms aren't even the same, and you need somebody who's up to speed on all that and give you a little bit of information, but really coach, like, do you enjoy being on camera? Do you enjoy doing this? Tell me, what are your goals? What do you actually want to accomplish? Is this an ego play, or is this a value-driven play? Like, what do you actually want to do? And that's just one example of how a coach can ask you questions. The art of asking question is probably more valuable than art of giving information. And so if you can help people with a little bit of information, but coach them into registering that at a deeper level, then what you have is extraordinary results. This is why coaches can help people and increase their productivity by 529%, some studies will say. So if you want to 5x your results, find a really good coach. We have them flying all over the place in the Giver Marketing Network. If you want to know more about how to connect with a coach, talk to Christine Deane. She can help you get started, and that'll be good. But we like to mix the blueprint, which is a basic strategy, and the done for you type services as well. And then we tie it all together with a coach that's dedicated to you and your project or you and your company. And that's whether you're a member or a client. You do have coaches available to you. So we want to make that really clear. It's not like we just give you some software and let you, let's send you on your way. This is not the style that we have.
Yeah,
Right?
one of the joys of having a coach is they can open your mind to possibilities that you didn't know existed, right? When you're working with a marketing coach specifically, right, we know things that you probably didn't know was even a possibility, right? And we can help you with take that superpower and kind of narrow it into your area of specialty, right? And help that shine, right? Whatever it is, as a business owner, as a organization, as your brand, right? So we kind of give you a hand with that and shove you in the right direction. And that's where it's nice to have those coaches right there at your fingertips to kind of help you with that.
Yeah, these the coaches are trained to listen, to lean in on strengths and improving. Whereas sometimes you'll end up with a conversation with certain types and styles of like consultants that they're just telling you what your problems are. They're just telling you they're just digging for the pain. And we do a little bit of that, but with a classy coaching touch that really gives you hope, a purpose, a direction, and a way to start hitting your milestones quickly. And so coaching really gives you the emotional and juice that goes along with the awareness of what needs to happen. And so that's where the power of coaching. I'm ICF trained, and so International Coaches Federation is a wonderful organization. And so all of our members have some variation of that kind of training through Adam Fleming or myself or Christine. You have a lot of skills in this area too. So we just appreciate that relationship and coaching approach. Our vision is a world of causes and companies shaping culture for good. We want to partner with other organizations, other people, other software, like anything that's shaping culture for good. We want organizations and resources that aim at that. I've worked with political campaigns. I've worked with local nonprofits. I've worked with so many different kinds of organizations. And at the end of the day, if we're marketing for good, then I'm a happy boy. Like, and so are many of our members. Like, if something good is happening, then we are super excited to be involved in that. I've had clients come to me, potential clients, and say, "Look, all I want to do is make some extra money. I have no purpose, no mission, nothing outside of just making money." I'm like, hold on right there. We're not a good fit. Like I appreciate that you have a good, a business and everything, and you're getting some things done. But come back to me when you have a little bit more behind your story, your why, your purpose, your mission. Like, give me something, because the modern era of marketing is all about narrative. So we need some kind of story that actually makes sense. And I'm not talking about making one up. I'm talking about find your why. Like, find out what it is. Why are you in business? Go back. If you need to, go have a retreat day and go back to why you even started your business. So we're big on like your all those different aspects of your mission and producing good in the world. And as marketing, communication, media, PR, and technology professionals, positive attention is the currency that we work in. This is the sustenance that we distribute. Like, this is positive attention. It's literally like electricity. Like, this is what we light the room up with. Like, this is what we do. So whether it's on a personal level or on a corporate level, personal brand, corporate brand, these kind of things, this is what we do. So our mission is really, we're dealers of attention, and specifically positive attention. So it's kind of funny when you get into a space, you don't realize how powerful the medium is that you're working with. And so it's good to remind myself and others that, look, we deal in positive attention. We give attention to our clients. We give attention to products. We give attention to services that are worthwhile, because all this fear-based noise out there, we don't do fear or hate. So for the most part. So, but all this fear and hate just to get people to do things, not interested. We're going into something that's going to make a positive change that I can be proud of. We can be proud of, Christine, when you and I team up on projects for our kids, grandkids, friends, family, associates. We can proudly talk about every client we work with because there's something about a positive thing that's being deposited into the world. And it's not just this flu thing. Like, it's literally like that's what we do. Like, there's not, if you want mental illness to be rampant in your life, then just go after negative fear-based stuff and see what happens. Because that's what the world's full of. And so we're trying to fight through that noise and get right into the really solid substance of what we can promote. Christine, do you have
If you're not working with people that ignite your flame inside and make you want to do more good, you're not working with the right people.
Well said. See, all that could have been said just like that. Okay, all right, I love it. All right, so your team of marketing specialists and others that surround your outreach efforts, we're obviously bringing positive attention to companies and causes doing good in the world. We've been doing this for 10 years, and we're not going to stop anytime soon because the world's starting to pay attention. If you can join a community that's on a mission to do some really good things, you're gonna be like top 10%, top 5%, top 1% of your industry. If you join a community and you're not doing it alone, we call them lonelypreneurs. If you're a lonelypreneur that needs a community, let us know because that's what we do. Then you're gonna have a lot of fun making a positive impact. So this is fun. We don't have time to go deep into this personality quiz that's on the screen right here, but somebody take a screenshot, put it in the comments which one of these stand out to you? Because as humans, we're a combination of all three of these. But which one of these stand out to you? I know for me, I love creativity. I'm an ideator. I believe that ideas are also part of creativity, not just imagery. So there's a creative burst that comes at certain times of the day or certain times of my life or certain times of meetings or certain times that it's like the dots all connect and there's like either an image or something else that's happening that's really stands out. And then there's other people that have an extreme value around clarity. I need clarity. I need precision. I need to understand this really, really well so that we can make educated decisions. They're usually very thoughtful, reflective, and conscientious type people. And we need those people in the room, like they lean in toward the clarity side. A lot of coaches consultants will be extreme on clarity. And so that's so helpful.
I was thinking you've got the creative side, right? And then somebody's got to make sense of it and put it into something practical that you can use, right? So that's why we work well together, Timothy.
That's it. And then that consistency, sometimes you can build that in through other team members or mechanisms or reminders. And but some people have a superpower in understanding the rhythm that comes, that consistency that comes with the value that comes with consistency and execution. So without going too deep into all of these, like we're all a combination of these. It's just which one do we lean into the most? And you got to know listen, doesn't matter what kind of business you're running or a nonprofit you're leading. You got to know which one is your tendency, your strength, and then surround yourself with a few others that can help you with this. I mean, I'm just thinking even of like the book Traction or Rocket Fuel that talks about the visionary and the integrator. That's basically what this is saying is you need 2 or 3 different kinds of people in the room in order to balance out your actual venture and what you're doing. So there's common network tools or technology resources that we use. This is just a current list of like, if you don't know what these are, you should probably check them out, whether you're a client, a member or not. Like just check these tools out because all of them have a free version and they're either free or low cost for you and your business. Here's a little sneak peek on the tools we use, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and take a screenshot or look them up right now. And if you need a special link to get you extra discounts, ask Christine. We probably have a link on most of those to be able to get you a discount on those tools. But I mean, there's other ones too we don't even have time to go into. But here's your master list of like, at least try these. Just just at least try these. And if you don't know what one of them is, then go check it out. Christine, you want to speak to the idea that we don't have to be overwhelmed by social media?
And I think a lot of people do get overwhelmed by social media. They're like, which platforms do I go on? How often do I post? They start worrying about all the rules on that. And rule number one, be authentic. Let's start there, right? A lot of the basic ones are still doing well, right? Your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Instagrams, our X, Alignable has been growing over the years, gotten really good. So there's a lot of different places you can play, but think of it as you've got a message and you can repurpose content. So just keep that in mind. Don't feel like you have to create something absolutely brand new for every single platform. You might drive yourself insane, right? But find where your tribe is. Where are my people? Where's my audience? And that's the area you want to start with. Okay, so build that out nice and strong, right? Find out where your people are, and that's where you want to be. And all these pots may not be appropriate for every business. So, do some research, find out where your people are.
Yeah. I will also say I've been hearing some phrasing around the water cooler recently that says we're moving from an era of social media primarily to interest media, or those who find certain things interesting, certain ways interesting, certain topics interesting. And so these platforms are starting to become more interest driven, more segmented into certain types of people. And it's important to note that as more social media platforms emerge, that there's more segmentation, and people will gravitate towards certain platforms because of what's allowed or disallowed or encouraged on that platform. So if you think through it just on a practical level, like, what platforms do I like to be on? I might want to try to be active on that and see what the results are. Like, there's some basic tips that are not really that complicated that reduce the overwhelm with this strategy. So look, whether you're in the marketing, communication, media space or you're not, those little tips right there are going to just help you just guide your efforts. And we are big believers in specialists. There's plenty of generalists. Okay, think of like the medical field. Like, there's a lot of generalists out there, and they're good. They're important to get you started. Okay, but at some point, you need to pull out your superpower and say, this is what I'm really good at. Even if you help people in a general way, you need to lead with your superpower, your specialty. Okay. And so as members, we don't let members come in as generalists. They have to tell us their superpower. If they don't tell us their superpower, they're not ready for the network. It's just not time. You keep experimenting, keep trying. Maybe you're still in college, or maybe you can be an intern, and then we can help you find that. But you cannot be an official member until you know your specialty, aka your superpower. And so we want to encourage you, whether you're in the space or in another industry, find out what makes you different. What's your superpower? Even if you're in a sea of commodities, find out what makes you special and what makes you different. Okay. Team website resources. You can go on the website, look up tools, and you'll see everything from the blueprint to quizzes and questionnaires and little trainings and tools and personality quizzes and all sorts of things on that. Some people are like, why did you put all that on your tools tab? It's because not much of what we do is IP. I mean, there's a little bit, but there's not much of what we do is hidden. Like, we don't hide it behind a wall somewhere. Like, you're either a member or you're not. You're either on our website or you're not. You're either a client or you're not. Like, it's not really, we don't really like hide a lot of things. Like, it's there. We just want to coach you through it, build a dream team, and go get it done. Like, we're not interested in like, oh, did you sign this NDA or did you sign this? There are certain situations for that when you're going into like equity agreements, things like that. But with rare exception, everything's really available for you. If you go to our YouTube channel, which some of you are watching that right now online, go to the other videos. You'll have a master classes on how to dive deep into some of this. But that tools tab will get you, it'll get you a real nice start to what you need to do. Okay. Hey, Christine, I like to try to stay hungry. You like to try. You're coachable. Coaches who are not coachable, run from them. They're not a really emotionally or relationally intelligent coach yet. Like they haven't
Mhm.
matured yet. So
Right.
if you're a coach who's not coachable, get coachable. This is where you need to come into a community and find some other resources that could take you to that next level and that next level. Never stop learning. Never stop being coachable. Passionate about what you do, yes, but never lose the ability to collaborate and be coached by others in the room, even if they're not as far along as you are in business. They can teach you something. So
Mhm.
find out what it is that they can bring to the table to bless your life. Okay. All right. So Christine, everybody's probably wondering, like, you keep talking about this membership, what, what happens? Like, what's the journey? What
Yeah, you want to find out more, right? Reach out to one of us. We'll start up with the initial 10-minute phone call, right? It's kind of just getting to know you, right? See if we're in alignment, are our values in alignment? Is this going to be a good fit? Right? We don't need to dive right into an hour conversation, right? Just kind of test the waters out, right? You might be like, those people, they're do-gooders. I don't know if I want to hang out with them. If we're not your tribe, you'll figure that out real quick.
Yeah, we'll point you in another direction. We're not a leads group. So if you need a leads group, we have 4 or 5 that we recommend.
Mhm.
But in these 10-minute calls, here's what to expect. You're going to get a question about, like, what's your story? What's your background? Where did you come from? How did you get to do what you're doing? It's basically like a mutual interview. Like we ask questions, but we also welcome questions as well at the same time. So what's your story? Here's my story. Kind of swapping stories is what you're going to expect. And then we're going to ask 3 questions. What's your vision, challenges, and 12-month goals? If you know the answers to, even a basic answer to any, most of those questions, vision, challenges, 12-month goals, then we know your level of humility, we know your vision, we know your direction, we know your milestones that you're trying to track. And if you don't know the deepest parts of those questions, we can help you explore that. But we just need to know that you're able to articulate at least some variation of answers to those questions. And then at that point, what we're looking for, I'm just giving answers to the quiz right now, Christine. This is it. We're looking for high character, high competence, and high collaboration. There's that word again, collaboration. High character, competence in your field, and high collaboration. And quite frankly, we ask some of the similar questions to our clients too. We just ask them where they're going, what their vision is, or what are their current challenges, 12-month goals. If they can articulate that, either we can help them or we know somebody who can. So we're trying to be a resource to both our members and our clients that we serve all at the same time. And so it's kind of a fun matchmaking process that we take with our members. And just to be clear, clients that are not in the marketing, communication, media space cannot be members at this time. At the time of recording, this is not our model. Okay, our model is membership is for the marketing, communication, media, PR professionals out there in the world. We welcome you to the tribe. We team you up with a buddy in the network. We get you really healthy in your business, and then we deploy you or send you off with a team to help you help on projects. Sometimes you'll even bring projects to the table, and we'll help surround you and support you in that. Ultimately, we end up with a welcome Zoom chat that goes through a variation of what you just saw today, and then we fill out a speaker and a bio form, just a questionnaire to make sure we know digitally, like we just know who you are and where you're coming from, so we can get our information straight as we match you up with team members, projects, these kind of things, broadcasts, and those kind of things. And then we jump into Slack together. And our Facebook group is a fun, big watering hole to kind of just throw out questions and conversations. But Slack is where our members only are. And so with that, here's your benefits. As a member in the Giver Marketing Network, you get private Facebook group access, of course. You get weekly masterminds on Mondays, live broadcasts on Tuesdays, which is what you're watching right now. Slack workspace for members only, discounted software, network certification. If you check off some boxes, we can get you a certification through our network. And then 45-minute one-on-one sessions with a coach like Deane or myself, or there's several other certified coaches within our network. They've been around for a while. They know the blueprint. They walk a track with you that will guarantee some level of success. And we've seen members come in. They're struggling to just make bills, and now they're making 10 times what they were making before. And Christine knows exactly some of the names that I'm thinking about right now. There's others that are like, look, I just want to keep my lifestyle where it is, kind of a part-time gig, but I want to make some impact. And I want others around me to support when I get those larger clients coming in. I want support on that. And I just want my stress level to be just low or moderate. Like, I want to keep it's a lifestyle business. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to spend time with my kids. I want to be able to do whatever I need to do, maybe even going into a different phase and stage of life. But at the end of the day, I got skills. I got passion. I'm hungry. I like collaborating. Let me play. But I just want to keep my stress level low. Great. We'll just double your revenue. You'll lower your stress, and you'll have a team to work on projects with. Okay. So that's a little bit about our network. At the time of this recording, our individual membership is $9.97 a year. It's basically like a fast food meal every week, right? So it's less than a cup of coffee a day. You know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing. Like it's just really, really moderately priced because we don't want to leave anybody behind. Christine, I know you have a passion for the startups, the lonelypreneurs out there, those who have kind of been trying it on their own for a long time, on both the membership side and the client side. But ultimately, when it comes to being a member, we just want to make this really accessible for you. You get access to most everything we just mentioned on the previous page, with the exception of the one-on-one coaching sessions. Those are extremely valuable and take a lot of time from our calendars to be able to pour into your life. And so there's another level of membership that goes beyond that basic entry level individual membership. And that next level is just under $5,000 a year. You get 2 seats instead of 1. You can have you and an assistant or an associate. You can have you and a family member, you and an apprentice, an intern, like a VA. You can have anybody come in with you for that $4,997 price point, that investment into your business, and you get coaching. So it'll feel a lot like a business incubator for your marketing, communication, media venture. Okay. So if you're sitting there going, I want to take this to a whole nother level. I want a coach built in. I want 2 seats. I want to meet everybody. We have over 100 members right now. At the time of this recording, our goal is to have 1,000 members in this movement that's out helping these companies and causes doing good in the world. And so if you want to be a part of those kind of projects, meet some amazing comrades, collaborators, members of a tribe that's out doing some good, that 4,997 level it's really like, hey, I'm small right now, but I'm mighty, and I want to get to that next level. That's a good one. And then there's also a membership level that allows for small agencies, like micro agencies with 20 or less team members, to come in and be a part of our ecosystem all at one time. And that price point is fairly flexible. It's usually a minimum of 15 grand a year to be able to get into that kind of that package, or that group discount, if you will, for all of your team members. So if you have 10, 12, 15 members in your own agency, and you want to just be a part of the larger party, and just come on in that way, and that'll help create a discounted group membership for you. So ultimately, yeah, you have 2 good options. If you're the lonelypreneur or the marketing, communication, media professional and want to take their game to another level with some coaching, we have both of those options for you.
Well, and the opportunity to go from a lonelypreneur to a full-on agency, just with the connections that you make within the network, it's a game changer, right? So if you're looking, okay, I need to do larger projects, I want to bring more money in, right? And you want to work on larger projects, but it's just you. How do you find people that are experienced in the field? How do you find people that you can trust? How do you find people to partner with, right? It's like instant agency when you walk in. So it makes a difference for your business if you're looking for those larger opportunities.
You said instant agency, and I'm going to speak on this for just a second here. And if you want to know more, go to givermarketing.com/membership. That'll get you more detailed information on all of this that we're talking about. But some people really have a desire to make a lot more impact, build a small team, develop at least a small, micro agency or a small agency of some kind, and there's roadblocks that keep hitting the ceiling. Like, man, I hire 3 people, and then I go and get larger projects, and I realize I'm making less money than when I worked by myself because of all the overhead. Well, what we did, we solved that problem. We help you build an agency within our ecosystem. It's your agency, it's your brand, it's your team, but we just help you do it. We connect you with the talent that's on demand. You don't have to hire them as full-time employees or even part-time employees. They're contractors on demand. They're ready to go when you're ready to jump into a project with them, and they don't need to be on your payroll or anything like that. That happens every once in a while in our ecosystem, but for the most part, it's subcontractors, it's folks who are ready to go. They're like-minded. They want to work with you. They got to know you. Their relationship is built before you go into the larger projects. If you start trying to build relationships with some random person, we call them randos that you find online somewhere. If you start just building a relationship with some random person on some platform that rhymes with Piver, you may or may not be a good fit to go work, and they may not be great at what they do working with that client either. So the long-term relationship building is really where we shine and we set ourselves apart. So if you do want to build your own agency with low overhead and just streamline that and fast track that with healthy relationships, we're one of the best places on the planet to do that as a marketing, communication, media agency in the making and helping you do that. So thanks for mentioning that, Christine. Really appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Some of the software we have, there's actually multiple options for the software we have, and many of the aspects of your business. As a marketing, communication, media, PR, or technology professional, you need some basic things in place. Otherwise, you're not playing the game that you're promoting. Like, you need to be fairly good at, not perfect, but you need to be good, at least progressing in the areas that you're recommending for your clients. So we need to roll with authenticity. Imposter syndrome is a big deal. We deal with that as members. We talk about it a lot in our masterminds. You just need to be progressing. And so we make software available really easy for you. Sometimes the key is the people behind the software and helping you set it up, just as much as the fact that the software is good software. So we make sure and match you up not only with good software, but with people that can get you set up very quickly as members of our network, okay? And if you're a potential client that wants to learn more about this same kind of software, just talk to Christine or one of our members, and we'll help you leverage what we already know works. Like, we don't have to go out and guessing and hunting for the newest software. Like, we already know we already use it in our own businesses. So there's somebody on the team that knows.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part for business owners a lot of times is which software to choose. And so having somebody who's been there, done that, and used it, knows the pros and cons, right, that makes life so much easier on the business owners because it can be overwhelming. There's so many choices out there right now.
There's a lot of choices, and that's because there's a lot of demand, and so there's a lot of options. But just to narrow that down to the top 2 or 3 and just pick one and go, sometimes that's half the battle, to your point, Christine. So having that coach in your corner, I'm telling you, it'll fast track. It'll get you to where you want to go 5 times faster. It's literally.
It's so true, right? Anytime you learn a new skill, it takes a lot of time and investment, right? So if you go to somebody else that's been there, done that, and say, well, I've used this, and I think with your business, I'd recommend this one, right? How much time did you just save? Right? I tell my clients all the time, don't spend 2 hours struggling on something when you can have a 10-minute conversation with me and run. Don't do that to yourself.
Plus, we'll build a team around your strategy. So eventually you're gonna step back from making all those minor detailed decisions. You'll still have a macro level influence on the team, but ultimately the goal of a business owner is not to not to have to deal with all the minor details, but to leave that to somebody else. And so oftentimes our coaches will become like marketing directors within your company. So it's super fun if you're either on the member side or the client side to learn more about software and tools and teams and way we can leverage that to be able to help each other. Speaking of helping each other, I want to mention something that's pretty fresh out the gate. Okay, I wasn't sure if I wanted to mention this yet because we're actually just beta testing this in house right now. But I've been in the blockchain or cryptocurrency game for about 10 years, and it's finally time to start letting some of our members, our more innovative members, jump into something called the Giver token. We've minted on a blockchain called Solana, and it's allowed for us to have a peer-to-peer currency. It's a peer-to-peer barter token. It's a peer-to-peer exchange of value token. Okay. This helps you save time because you're not going out looking and deciding, how to get into detailed about budgets and how much do I pay you and do this. It's more like, hey, will you help me out? I got some barter tokens I can send over to you, and then you can use it for something else in your business. But as a member, you have the option and ability to opt in to something called the Giver token. It's not one of those meme coins that goes skyrocketing because there's a bunch of hype around it. No. We're a pretty methodical, integrous, like pretty thoughtful group of people that trying to help each other. So at the end of the day, I can give you an example. If Christine wants to help me on a client project, and she says, "Yeah, I'll give you some coaching for X amount of Giver tokens." I'll say, "Okay, good." So I'll send that over to her on a digital wallet that we've already set up, and we've already actually done some of this. So then she earns those tokens, and then now she can leverage those tokens to pay somebody else in the network. And so we're kind of a barter group meets marketing mavericks running around trying to help each other and working together on improving the lives of our clients through marketing, communication, and media. So if you're interested in that, let us know right away. I won't give too much details here because there's certain guidelines that need to be held in place from a company standpoint. But at the end of the day, it's a peer-to-peer token that we're able to exchange with each other. It's play money. It's fun money. It's a way for us to get to know each other, work on more projects together, even work on each other's business, help sharpen each other, swap coaching sessions, swap consulting, swap services. And we do that through something that's very trackable and very easy to understand once you get into it. So anyway, I wanted to mention that there's so many other things that we can go and discuss today, but we're against the clock, and I want to honor everybody's time. And thank you, Christine, for letting me ramble on about certain things and then chiming in and sharing a little bit of your experience as a really strong voice in our network. You're the networking diva. You're somebody that's facilitating workshops and networking experiences throughout the week, broadcasts like this. You're pulling a lot of attention and bringing that attention onto our members specifically, and then you're taking those relationships that you're building and deploying them into client projects that you're working on. And I've seen you over the last several years just go from like, hey, I can do a lot of this myself, and I think I can figure it out, and I can figure it out, to like, oh, you mean I have 100 professionals on demand that I can manage, and we can, whoa, that means we can,
that means you can stay in your zone of genius, and you can bring in experts that they can stay in their zone of genius, and everybody's doing exactly what they find joy in. Bonus, right?
Yeah. And we're all learning, we're all growing from, helping each other. And so you've challenged me on so many things, Christine, about, okay, so when you're networking, what's the strategy? Okay, so when you're talking about this, executing on this part of your business or the community, even internally, what about this? What would this help? What if we could automate that? What if we could complement some more follow-up and make sure that that happens even better? What if we could do a broadcast or a networking time around that? What if we could build more relationships doing this rather than doing this? And you've had some really good ideas and execution, not just ideas, but execution around those strategies. So if you want to talk more strategy, talk to Christine Deane, look her up on LinkedIn. Her link is in the chat. The Networking Diva is what you want to look up on LinkedIn, and that's kind of her extension there on LinkedIn. So thank you, Christine. That was awesome. Givermarketing.com/membership. You can also just go to our website and click around too, but givermarketing.com/membership will get you to what you need to know as a marketing, communication, media, PR, or technologist that gets that promotion and outreach efforts going in a meaningful way. We have everything from AI companies coming in to coaches and consultants and others as well. So
and dip your toe in, get a chance to kind of meet a few people, see if this is the kind of people you want to hang out with and get to know better. Check out our networking for marketers, which also includes our PR people and anybody in that media space. Right. So check us out, givermarketing.com/networking. And we get together every Wednesday, super casual, fun. We learn from each other. We ask questions. It's just, we love on each other.
Excellent. It's important to note there's no cost, and that's open to members and non-members alike. So if you just want to learn a little bit more, ask some more questions, get to know a few folks, it's usually a pretty fun small group that gets together and talks about how to improve your business and how to work together more. And Christine facilitates that. So really appreciate that. Thank you, Christine. It was good connecting today.
Yay.
Awesome. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.
All right. See y'all.